Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you like the video, click on like and subscribe and talk about it on chat lines or wherever it is your social media activities, and help us to grow and help more people. I'll talk to you soon. And Tiffany says, thank you so much, Mehran. You are helping thousands of people. When I have an HOCD attack, I think about there the bullshit goes again. But sometimes it may change my mood. Of course it does, because we're also perfectionists. We can't tolerate any instant of uncertainty that it is being suggested by the malfunctioning brain. But because the brain is malfunctioning, with the same malfunctioning brain, we're trying to gauge and decide that the brain is not malfunctioning. How could you understand that the brain is malfunctioning if the gauge and instrument that you're choosing to see if the brain is malfunctioning or not is a malfunctioning brain? So that's why you should never bloody believe your brain when it's malfunctioning and what it's suggesting. And I have a video that shows you, discusses how you are totally separated from the brain and how you can spot that. There is a video I've put in that says who's talking to God or something like that, which is, of course, I have a better production of it earlier on. I don't know the names. You guys got to find it. And that explains to you where you are in your brain, that you can distinguish between brain and you, rather than brain being you and you think that the brain is you. And then there's also a video that I have that I've used the experiment they did in a laboratory on quantum physics, which showed when they use the electron gun and they shoot it to the wall while it has to pass through a steel plate with a slot, an opening in it, then on the wall there will be imprints of the electrons that was shot through the steel plate onto the wall, and it shows a line. When they added one more slot on the steel plate, there were two slots now, the electrons had to go through two slot openings and then hit the wall. Then there wasn't only just two lines because there were two slots, there were many lines on the wall. And because they couldn't figure out what's going on, why are they turning into waves, like they had the experience done by waves before this, it looked like that the electrons are turning into waves once they have to go through two slots on the steel plate. So for that reason, they put a measuring instrument. In other words, an observer, a witness to what's happening. That witness was totally outside of that equipment. That witness was totally separate and independent from that whole mechanism that they have put together to complete that experiment. And because he was not part of the apparatus that was conducting this experiment, the electrons changed behavior because that was not part of the group. That was not part of the experiment. That was not part of them. They recognized there's an outside witness, outside observer. And because there was an outside observer, because the scientists wanted to peek through to see what's happening when they fired a gun inside the laboratory, they put that measuring device, the observer. And because this observer was not part of the whole experiment, the electrons changed their behavior, and lo and behold, they showed two lines. No more 10 lines. Two lines. They just like the teacher has come to class, like somebody's watching them, and that somebody is not part of them, is totally separate. And the same experience I suggested in my video that you do with your brain. And you can do it right now. The brain does its own function, but you think that the brain is you. But the funny enough is when you actually, right now, right this moment, search for thought, observe the creation of thought in your brain. Like, I don't know how you think your brain is, compartments or rocks that you got to look under the rocks to find thoughts, or neurons or rooms. If you look at all nooks and crannies of your brain, however you imagine your brain will be, or look under the rocks if you think there are rocks, or if you look at the rooms, however you think the compartments of the brain is, if you just look and observe and be witness to creation of a thought, as you're looking for a thought, searching for a thought, trying to see where a thought is born, you will see nothing is happening. The brain that is making 80, 90,000 thoughts a day, when you're looking to observe and be witness of creation of a thought in it, or looking for a thought, nothing is happening. The brain recognizes that there is some entity outside of itself, not part of the brain, is observing it, is watching it, is measuring it, is witnessing to its behavior. So suddenly it behaves as, I'm not making any thoughts. I'm not doing anything. No thoughts. You will find nothing. That clearly tells you that the brain and you are totally separate, independent systems. You're not the brain. Brain is not you. You're not thoughts. And thoughts are not you. And when you recognize that, all of these intrusive thoughts will become clear to you. They're all bullshit. Whether they're HOCD, OCD, pedophile OCD, responsibility OCD, religious OCD, all kinds of subsets of OCD, whatever the hell they are, you understand that this is a conjuring up of the apparatus of the brain and not you. And you and the brain are totally separate. You are the wisdom, you are the awareness, you are you, and the brain is a machine that is making thoughts, and you're the boss to choose or this and find it relevant or irrelevant according to your decision and your command, which you're the only judge of judging which thought is useful, which thought is not, what should be ignored and what should be focused on. And that's you and only you, because you are the boss of the whole thing, not the brain. So intrusive thoughts are bullshit. But they're there. They're there. All right.